We're live. For all of you in Radio Land. So, thank you all for coming out today. I know you came just for me. Very much appreciated. It had nothing to do with the food or Tim style or anything. So, I think it's great. Keep it down over there. Right? Shaggy? So, how is February? How's February? February? February's great. February's great. It's the best. Okay, don't get carried away here. So, oh yeah. So, how's real estate in February?
Great.
Great. It's great. No, I want to know what the real truth is. So, what are you guys seeing out there? Things. I know we're
believe the things we see.
hard to get a straight answer out of you all. So, Mr. McCrory. So,
I've been selling things.
You've been selling things. So, we got listings.
My listing side, everything that's been sitting for a long time is starting to do back up. So people are feeling a little bit more confident in the situation, I guess politically or whatnot, or economy-wise or what. We've seen people that were on the fence. Now that the election thing's over, people are like, holidays are over.
Okay.
So
It warmed up a little. Like, does that help? I guess. I mean, you don't want to get out and go
Absolutely.
longer.
Yeah, I'm feeling more going on my listings.
Oh, cool.
Sat for a while, starting to get offers and all that stuff.
Cool. Same for you, Miss Callan. How are things in Georgia, Mr. Stout? Same thing. Has it been cold out there? I mean, has it been? I don't know that.
We've been 70s this last week.
Okay. All right. But before that, it was cold. Okay. So, how about you? What are you seeing out there? If you're not, you can't see it. Your mouth is full of food, and so we're waiting for her to stop chewing to answer. So just hold on.
It's actually kind of picked up a little bit more. I've had some repeat comments.
Oh, cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. Listers last, right? That was the first thing you told me when I got. How about you? What are you seeing?
My listing needs some love.
Okay.
And it's also
Need some lipstick on that pig, or?
It does.
Okay.
It's also love you wear. That's what they call it. Instead of February, love you wear. So
Love you wear.
she needs some love.
Okay. All right. What are you seeing out there?
It's picking up. I've seen a bit more buyers, a bit more showings, a bit more people calling in, and so picked up a little bit. I mean, I still think it's like some listings are still sitting a bit, but it's still like showing.
Okay.
So.
Did anything ever happen with Sweet Farm?
Yeah, so
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Takes a unique buyer.
yeah,
I
cash.
just recently sold
Really?
it in
Yeah,
December.
pretty sure they're gonna put in like a $200,000 pond.
Kid-
Yeah, but they're super sweet.
Can't hide money, can you? Ooh, my goodness. So, all right. So, any lending related questions? Anybody got some stuff that's gone weird? No? Then I can. So, I'll tell you what not to do is try to do a land home package on a double wide in Virginia that's sitting on 78 acres. Because the land is worth a lot more than that. So anyway,
Is that what we were talking about last time? What happened with it?
we tried cutting the land up, tried to do a bunch of different things, and it just wouldn't ever work.
Even with the back? That
No,
sucks.
no. So the appraiser, the $247,000 double wide installed, they gave it a value of $185. So it's kind of hard to make that work. So cool. So no, anything from the balcony over there?
No, sir.
No.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I was going to talk today about something about Just Ask. So I got a mug here that says Just Ask, and I got a button that says Just Ask. So the story is, I got a coach. His name is Carl White. He's not my direct coach, but he's been coaching the mortgage business for a long time. This is his story, it's not mine. But what he hired a guy that was really not well qualified. He was kind of simple, but he had him making phone calls, and he gave him a script. And he just gave him a list of names to call. And he said, "Now, I just want you to ask for the business, right? Just call the next person, ask for this." At that point, he was setting appointments for him to go on. So he he's like, he didn't have really high expectations for this guy. So he puts him in a cubicle and he just says, here's the script, make the phone calls. So he's doing something, and the next thing he says, got another one. I'm like, what are you talking about? So he's like, I don't know. So he's paying, and then a little bit later he says, got another one. He goes over and says, like, I don't know, Fred, what's going on? He says, I got another appointment for you. He said, what are you doing? He said, I don't know, you gave me a list and you gave me a script, and I'm just calling with the script. And it works, right? And so he was just dumb enough that he didn't think, right, that it wouldn't work, right? So he starts making the calls, and so he's like, well, I know the script works, I just gotta go through enough people to get the answer that I want, right? So they provided this as part of the coaching. It's just, that's what it says. It's just, woo-hoo, got another one. So put this on your desk, and so we have some around the office, so it's like, it's a reminder to ask for the business. So what I'm going to talk today about just ask is what we call the 3x3, which for you all would probably be the 3x2, is remembering to ask for the business. So some of us, all of us in our careers have bought and paid for leads. I've worked with agents that were on a Century 21's big in relocation business. And so, like I dealt with a lady that she was in the relocation business, and they were taking, after all the splits, she got 40% of it, right? And the overhead for her to manage those was really high. She didn't have time to really prospect or do anything. So she was paying 60% for every deal that she had, but she wasn't taking the time to ask for referrals from those people, nor was she doing anything with her database. So, when I look at, when we buy leads, we do different things like that, there's an opportunity to leverage those paid leads into something more than just, I paid for this lead, now I got the deal. Great, right? So we should be asking for those referrals when we first get the lead. We should be asking for referrals when we're in process. Once they're closed, we're gonna ask for those referrals. So what I have been trained to do is simply ask for the business. So the biggest cost in your business isn't the money you're spending on leads, but the business you're not getting because you're not asking. So when I'm looking at my business, I'm looking at opportunity. I used to think that I had to wait until all of the transaction was done and everybody was happy for me to say, hey, can I ask for the business? Do you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance? And you can always use the refinance part. You're welcome to use that. But what I realized is that there are many, many touches throughout the process that you can ask for the business. So I've talked to people that didn't qualify. I talked to them on the phone, and I'm like, your credit score's too low. I need to do this, do that. And then, by the way, do you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy or sell real estate? I'm like, actually, my brother is thinking about it, or somebody I work with is thinking about it. So if I didn't think to ask that, then I would have spent 30 minutes on the phone with somebody who couldn't buy, probably maybe never been able to buy. But because I asked them for that, they gave me a name of somebody that could. And sometimes when that doesn't work, I'll say, has this been helpful? Yeah, that's great. Nobody spent the time. I said, it's going to be a while before you buy. Could you give me a 5-star review? Right, there's the currency. I'm going to have some currency to do the work, because I realize I like people, I like to help people, but it becomes a drag when you're having these conversations with people and they can't, you just feel sorry for somebody. Yeah. So one of the things that I think that we need to retrain our brains is to have a new way of saying goodbye. Well, first you need to set the customer up and say, meaning that set the stage and say, I'm a referral-based business, right? In my case, I'm a referral-based business. This is, all my business comes either from referrals from real estate agents or past clients. And last year it was 70% agents. Well, it was agents, other lenders, and some manufactured home dealers. But that was 70% of our business. 30% came from past clients. So and it's hard to remember this, but if I can have, instead of saying, when you hear a customer that says, thank you so much, that was so helpful, it's like, oh, thank you, bye, right? The new way to answer is, or the new way to say goodbye is, you know, you're listening for that, opportunity for them to be happy, right? So, you know, you gotta have you gotta read the room and say, you know, this is terrible, it's like, oh, I understand, it's like, it looks like the sky there with all those stars. But being able to ask, to remember to ask for the business and set them up and say, I'm a referral-based business. So throughout the course of this transaction, I'm gonna be, you know, I wanna take care of people like you. I really like you, so I like to take care of people like you. So, and usually people that are nice have friends that are nice, right? And I like to work with more people like you. So, I'm gonna be asking you throughout the process, do you have any friends or family or coworkers that are looking to buy or sell real estate? And do you have anybody right now? No, not right now. Okay, I understand. You know, but keep in mind, next time we talk, you know, we're gonna have that conversation. And so we do that throughout the process. We've started to, you know, when I do a consult with somebody and they're not even under contract, I'll ask them that question. Then whenever they're, every week when we call them to check on them, see how they're doing, where they're pre-qualified, and they're shopping for houses. So we'll say, how's everything going? How's the shopping going? It's like, you know, is there anything we can do for you more? And like, no, we're good. Thank you for checking in. Can I ask a favor, right? Because it's okay to ask a favor, right? Now, you know, are we doing a good job, right? Oh, you guys are great. Can I ask a favor, right? Do you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy or sell real estate? No, not right now. Well, next week when I call, maybe you have one or two. Like, yeah, I'll think about that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But if you ask enough, it becomes a habit.
Absolutely.
So that's the, you know, and I could see something like, you know, I'm excited to help you with this move. Hey, if you hear any friends, family, or coworkers talking about buying or selling, would you send them my way? I'd love to help them too. You know? So I'm thinking about, you know, I think when I go back to that person that was in the relocation program, they were just wearing her out with, you know, evidently there's a lot of reporting that goes on to the relocation companies, and she was just drowning in paperwork, didn't have any help. But she didn't have a chance to, I mean, she wasn't asking for the business from those folks, but she also wasn't even marketing her past client database. And so she was paying for every lead, you know, with a significant portion of stuff. So, you know, what I advised her was, okay, let's, you know, you don't have to pay the relocation company that when they sell that house or when they have friends or whatever that happens. So if you've got to put in a program to do that. And I think that most of you all have have some sort of system or something that you guys will go and follow up with clients. But you can count on us when we're following up. If we do a deal with you guys, and one of your past clients, when we're talking to them, hey, do you have any friends, family, coworkers? Oh, you know, I've got a cousin that's looking to move to town. Great. Well, let's get. Have you introduced Callie to us yet? It's like, oh, so I know where every lead came from. I know where, you know, we're keeping the band together as much as we can. So that's one of the things you can count on from us. But I think that I think it's just so valuable, and I see there's just a lot of money left on the table with when you don't ask for that business. So
I've had a lot of luck lately with just conversations with other businesses, especially if it's somebody who is basically an independent contractor, and I have those conversations and then say, hey, well, how can I help your business after the conversation? And
Right.
like, we just had this conversation.
Right.
Carefree Boat Club, I sold her a coat.
Uh-huh.
And then she wrote me a review, and I wrote her a review.
Right,
Because
yeah, exactly.
I have worked with them, but I was
Right.
like, cool, I'll name you. Just go ahead and name me on there. Like,
Right.
and I got, I think, 3 reviews from just doing that
There
in
you
the
go.
past few weeks.
Yeah. So again, the key I think is remembering to do it and then looking for the opportune time and give first and then ask for something.
Yep.
You know, so I think that's really valuable. So this is what I have is some things here. These are some scripts that you might use. So you can have that. You can have that for your file. Like just like here, you know, when you're wrapping up a conversation with Lou, I'm excited to help you with your home search. You know, I'll keep you updated to make sure the process is smooth for you. By the way, can I ask you a quick favor? Sure. If you hear any friends, family, or coworkers, you know, talking about buying or selling a home, you know, would you send them my way? I'd love to help them just like I'm helping you. And then here's one for, you know, during the transaction. You know, congratulations on finding your dream home. You know, I've enjoyed working with you on this. Oh, thank you. We're so excited. Here you go. I'm glad to hear that. One more thing, when you hear your friends, family, coworkers talking about. So we call it the 3x3, and I actually have a mug here that just asked, because if you give a script to somebody on your team and a piece of paper, it's flat like everything else, but on the back of it is the script. So, and I made it so where that if you're right-handed, you hold a mug, then you see the script. So if it's sitting on your desk, it's got pens in it, at least it's standing up to where you might be able to.
I totally messed that up.
Among other things.
No. Oh, no.
So this is those are some scripts. Let's see on the back. One of the things that I have on the back. It's got a Just Ask tracker. So it'd be like, well, do you have if you care about something, you don't care about it if you don't track it. So maybe you've got something on your organizer that says I'm going to ask 3 times today. Every day I'm going to ask that question. Until you remember it becomes rote, you just automatically do it. So, what the date is, who did I ask, what's the situation, what's the response, what's the follow-up? And I think that, I have what I call a greatness tracker, keeps track of every talk to I have, every break read that I have, every handwritten note that I have, those kinds of things. And so, what we do sometimes is I'll write down the people I've talked to, and then we'll have a challenge, like everyone that I remember to ask for referral, I'll circle them, right? So I can look at a glance, and I don't really care about exactly the spell their names right and all that stuff, but I can look and say, well, 3 in an entire week, I talked to 50 people, and three people in the week, I remember to ask. It's like, all right. So, and then a follow-up email, that just says, hey, just keep me in mind, and put it as the PS on all your emails. So, hey, everybody. This is, and I think that there's a concept that Carl White talks about, is the cost of inactivity. It's the most expensive thing out there, right? Just because, just think of all the people that you've taken care of in your career, and if you had asked the first person, if you had asked everybody that you were in contact with the entire time, can I ask a favor, do you have any friends, family, coworkers? Like all the missed opportunities.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more successful.
Yeah, but you can fuss about that, or you can say, well, I'm going to do it from now on. Start today. So that's my pitch. You just got to ask. So since I'm sitting in a room of realtors, it's my chance. Say, quite the segue, wasn't it? So who here has maybe a friend, family, coworker, or maybe even somebody that's interested in buying real estate? So
I might actually.
that would be a surprise. You're a good target. I appreciate you and your being,
We're very close here.
Yes,
She's
we are.
interviewing for the broker.
Yeah. If you're sensitive, don't come back. Don't worry. Right. If you're sensitive, you gotta. They love you, but they're gonna find that weak spot, and you're just gonna poke it, right?
You have to be able to toss it.
Yeah. You gotta give it back. Because if you're.
I'm the pinata around.
It's really just Justin.
So I have a saying that I refuse to enter into a battle of wits with a totally unknown person. So if I find that somebody doesn't have the capacity to banter, I'm like, oh, I
Well,
feel
you
sorry
did
for
that
you.
day one for me.
Yeah, no. I knew that. Yeah. So anyway, so if I don't pick on you, I don't. Are you the messy one? Are you the messy one? So anyway, anybody have any questions? It's a simple concept, but I think that we make things too complicated sometimes, and don't do the simple stuff and do it consistently. So
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.